What's up, money nerds? I know that you're just like me in that we both have zero interest in working for the rest of our lives. We're basically the same person. Yes, you're correct, we just became best friends.
What? Did we just become best friends?
Yep! But please, I beg you, do not show up at my house. I personally want to be able to dip out of the workforce at a reasonable age, grab my dog, hop in a van, do some hiking, do some camping, maybe eat some mushroom sandwiches, possibly a handful of dirt. And I know that you have an image in your head of what your life is going to look like once you can actually quit that soul-sucking job of yours. But for us to get to that point, we have to get our money situation covered so that we can afford that particular lifestyle. I know it sounds like a daunting task, but it's really not as difficult as you think it is. And the reason for that is because you have access to one of the best kinds of money printers out there. It's called, wait for it, a Roth IRA. But who am I kidding? You already knew that from the title of this video. This is one of those things that you should be investing in even if you already have another investment account like a 401k, 403b, 457, taxable investment account, or an HSA. There's so many of them. And in most cases, you should be investing in a Roth IRA even before putting money into any of those. If you aren't, then you're making a huge mistake, and I'll cover why that is later in the video. What you really came here for is to find out how, if starting today, you can easily build up anywhere between an $800,000 and $1 million Roth IRA portfolio with very little effort so that you are eventually able to quit your job a lot faster than most of the people around you. I'll show you how to do that and touch on everything else that you need to know about a Roth IRA. If you have any questions throughout this video, please leave them down in the comments below and I will answer every single one of them for you. The name Roth IRA sounds like a secret government agency that operates in the shadows of society. But all a Roth IRA is a type of investment account. It's specifically for retirement investing that has some added benefits that can help make your money grow a whole heck of a lot easier. Now, the IRA portion of the name stands for Individual Retirement Account. The word Roth essentially tells you that you won't ever have to pay taxes on the gains that you see within the account once money is deposited into it. So if you put $2,000 into your Roth IRA this year and invest the money within the account, then in 35 years at a 7% average return, the account will have grown to over $21,000 and you'll never have to pay taxes on that $19,000 gain or $2,000 contribution when you go to withdraw it for the rest of your life. That's because the money that you put into the account has already been taxed by the government when your employer paid you. It's what we call post-tax money, or sometimes referred to as net pay. By doing this, you're essentially making a deal with the government or the IRS. You're saying, hey, you can tax this money that I put into my Roth IRA right now, but you have to promise to never make me pay taxes on this money or on any of the money in this account ever again. An easy way to think about it is taxed going in, grows tax-free, even the dividends, and not taxed when money is withdrawn from the account after the age of 59 and a half. Technically, you can withdraw some of the money before 59 and a half, but we'll cover that in just a minute. This is one of the ways that a Roth IRA is different and way more powerful than something like a taxable investment account. With a taxable investment account, the money that you put into it has already been taxed by your employer. Then when you go to withdraw any money from the account, if you had any gains, then you'd be taxed on those gains. For example, using the same numbers as the Roth IRA example a minute ago, if you contributed $2,000 to a taxable investment account and after 30 years the account grew to $21,000, then you'd have investment gains of $19,000 because $21,000 minus $2,000, your $2,000 contribution equals, wait for it, $19,000, hashtag math. In a taxable investment account, you'd pay long-term capital gains tax on that $19,000 profit, but with a Roth IRA, you'd pay $0 in taxes on that same profit. That's not to say that you should never invest money into a taxable investment account, but you'd want to first max out something like your Roth IRA before investing any money into a taxable investment account because of the tax benefits. When I say max out your Roth IRA, there's a limit to how much you can contribute to this type of investment account every year, and it's going to be based on your income and age. The government is going to let you skip out on paying taxes, but they want to limit how much of those taxes that you're actually going to skip out on. Starting in 2021, you can contribute up to $6,000 per year if you're 49 or younger, and $7,000 per year for people who are 50 and older. If someone is below the age of 18, then they're actually able to contribute to a Roth IRA as long as a parent helps them them open an account and they have some sort of taxable income. They're usually referred to as a custodial account or custodial IRA. Now, this is a great way to help younger people get on the path to start investing as early as possible. We'll talk about where to open a Roth IRA shortly, so hang tight. If you could do me a huge favor and Hulk smash that thumbs up button, I would greatly appreciate it. It helps support myself, Molly, and my future child that actually doesn't exist at this point in time, so thank you so much. Your income does play a part in whether or not you can contribute to a Roth IRA though. Single filers can contribute the full $6,000 per year if your modified adjusted gross income for that year is less than $125,000. And for married filing jointly, your income has to be less than $198,000 for that year that you contribute that $6,000. Keep in mind that if you're married filing jointly, then each of you can contribute $6,000 per year, which comes out to a total of $12,000 per year. If your income is above either of those numbers for the year, then the amount that you can contribute starts to phase out until you hit a certain income limit to where they won't allow you to contribute money directly to a Roth IRA. For singles, it's an income of $140,000 or more, and for married filing jointly, it's $208,000 or more. But if you're above those income limits today, or as time goes on and you make more money, you end up above those income limits, then you can technically still contribute to a Roth IRA, but just not directly. It's a little Roth IRA loophole called a backdoor Roth IRA. I won't go into a ton of detail on how to do it here, but at a high level, it's basically where you contribute money to a traditional IRA, then transfer that money to a Roth IRA before you actually invest it in that traditional IRA, and you have to do this before the end of the year as well. Whichever investment platform that you use can help you through this whole process if you get to that point. Keep in mind that there is a few rules when it comes to a backdoor Roth IRA, so make sure that you fully understand all of those rules before attempting to do it, or contact an accountant for their help. Now, if you want me to make a full video specifically on how to do this, then let me know down in the comments below. Because you're going to be putting money into your Roth IRA, it's important to know when you're actually able to access that money without getting in trouble by the government. At the age of 59 and a half is when you'll have access to the total amount of money within the account. If you try to take out all of the money before that, then you'll pay penalties on that money. This is really not smart. Please avoid this at all costs. But you are actually able to take some of the money out of your account before the age of 59 and a half without paying any penalties. The IRS is going to allow you to withdraw the amount that you contribute whenever you want, as long as you don't touch any of the investment gains within the account. For example, if you're someone who has been maxing out your Roth IRA with $6,000 per year for 10 years, then your contributions would be equal to $60,000. Now let's assume that over that time, the balance of your account had increased to $100,000 due to the return on your investments. So we're sitting here with $60,000 in contributions and $40,000 in investment gains. You can at any time withdraw any of that $60,000 without paying early withdrawal penalties, but you cannot touch any of those $40,000 gains before the age of 59 and a half. Keep in mind though that once you take money out of the account, you cannot put it back into the account. So don't make this decision without really thinking it through, but just know that it's an option. My personal opinion is that I will never tap into the money in my Roth IRA until I'm at a point where I'm living off of my investments. If I happen to get into a bind with my finances before then I always have my emergency fund set aside, as well as ways to earn income to help reduce the likelihood that I'll need to rely and tap into my Roth IRA money before then. I'd like to encourage you to do the same, because once you start pulling money out of the account, you immediately interrupt the growth of your investments. Think of a Roth IRA like a tree that you're trying to grow. If you're trying to get that tree to grow as big and tall as possible, then you wouldn't start chopping off a portion of the tree as it was trying to grow, would you? Yes, it's still going to grow, but you're just slowing down the process. And unfortunately, trees have forever to grow. You don't live forever, but I kind of wish that you did. It's the same idea with the Roth IRA. Every time you want to withdraw your contributions, you have to sell some of your investments to get the cash out. That'll of course interrupt the growth of your overall account. What looks like a simple $6,000 withdrawal is actually a withdrawal of double or triple that, because of the amount that it could have grown to if you would have just left it alone and left it invested in the account. A fairly common mistake that I see a lot with anyone who has a Roth IRA is that they don't invest the money within the account. Now, once you deposit money into your Roth IRA, you have to take the next steps of actually investing it so that it can grow over time. Remember what the name stands stands for, individual retirement account. Therefore, the actual account isn't the investment. It's just a place where you put the investments to allow them to grow tax-free. Think of a Roth IRA like a bucket. Within that bucket, you can put all kinds of investments that'll help your money grow. Although you can just leave cash in that bucket, you can also place things inside of it like individual stocks, REITs, target date funds, index funds, bonds, and things like that that'll grow over time. I'll show you my Roth IRA in a minute to give you an idea of the investments that I hold. But keep in mind that the point of the Roth IRA is to give you the opportunity to grow your money tax-free, so you want to try to get that money invested as quickly as possible and also keep that money invested for as long as possible. Have you ever gone to the grocery store and walked down the toilet paper aisle? I promise this question is going somewhere. The amount of different brands and types of toilet paper options is absolutely insane. It's kind of the same thing with where to open a Roth IRA account. There are so many different options that it can get extremely overwhelming. We have the old school brokerage account companies like Vanguard, Fidelity, Charles Schwab, TD Ameritrade, and then we have a lot of the newer players in the game who are very technology driven and really focused on improving the user interface for us younger generations like M1 Finance, who is my go-to, Wealthfront, Betterment, and a ton more. I don't think that you can go wrong with any of the old school companies, to be honest with you, but like I said, I personally prefer something like an M1 Finance, which is one of those newer platforms that has really caught my attention since I'm more of a low-cost index fund, long-term investor. If you're already familiar with one over the other, then stick with the one that you already know. But if you are not sure, then to help make your decision a whole lot easier, I created a whole investing platform guide where I break down everything that you need to know about each one of these to help you decide where to open up your Roth IRA. Now, it's completely free, so I'll have a link down in the description of this video to pick it up if you want a copy. Here's a quick look at my Roth IRA that I have through M1 Finance. I'm mainly an index fund investor with 95% of my money invested that way. Now, my investments are pretty lame, to be honest with you, to the outside world, but very effective because I just invest in one index fund that basically invests my money in over 3,600 different stocks. One thing to note is that I have a very high risk tolerance, so that's why all of my money is invested in stocks and nothing in bonds at this point in time. I'll have links in the description of this video if you want to learn more about M1 Finance or if you want to learn more about index fund investing as well. Please don't mistake what I'm investing in as investment advice. Your goals may be completely different than mine, so just keep that in mind. I have a ton of friends, family members, and acquaintances in my life who don't contribute to their Roth IRA every single year. Trust me, I'm that annoying person who's always asking, hey, have you opened a Roth IRA yet? Hey, have you opened a Roth IRA yet? But I only do it because I want everyone around me to be very, very wealthy one day. A lot of their reasoning is because they tell me that they already put money into their 401k, 403b, 457, or taxable investment account. So why bother contributing to a Roth IRA on top of all that? One of the main reasons that a Roth IRA should be fully maxed out before maxing out any of those other accounts is because you have the most control over a Roth IRA. And if I know you, which you know that I know you, you're all a bunch of control freaks. So this should get you all hot and bothered just hearing that. Because it's a self-directed account, you make all of the decisions when it comes to the what, where, and how. First, you have full control over where you open a Roth IRA. When it comes to something like a 401k, your employer chooses who the retirement plan provider is. Now, if you're not a big fan of the features that they offer or the fees that they charge, then there's nothing that you can do about it. You just have to suck it up and deal with it. For example, my employer uses a company called Empower Retirement, I think it is. Now, if for some reason I absolutely hated the company and didn't want to work with them, then that would mean that I just have to stop contributing to my 401k or constantly transfer money out of the account. With your Roth IRA, you get to choose whether you want to use one of the more well-known investment companies like Vanguard, Fidelity, Charles Schwab, or you can choose to use one of the newer and more modern investing platforms for your Roth IRA like M1 Finance. The second reason that you should be maxing out your Roth IRA every year is because you have more options when it comes to the types of things that you can invest your money into. As much as I don't mind the company that services my 401k through work, they sure do offer me some pretty trashy investment options. But with the Roth IRA, you have access to hundreds of more options with the brokerages that I mentioned just a minute ago. If you want to build up an $800,000 Roth IRA, then it's actually a little bit easier than you think it is. It just comes down to two things: simple math and time. If you maxed out your Roth IRA, which would be $500 per month, and assumed an average return of 7% per year, then your account would grow to $829,000 of tax-free money, keep that in mind, after 35 years. And of that $829,000, you would have only had to have contributed $210,000 for it to grow to that large of an amount. I know 35 years sounds like a long time, and I'd agree that it kind of is, but that's the power of investing with a longer term view as opposed to a shorter term get rich quick view. My numbers are also assuming that you invest in something like an S&P 500 index fund or a total stock market index fund like the one that I showed you in my Roth IRA, so keep that in mind. Make sure to hit that thumbs up button before you go, please, and check out the description of this video to get one free stock from Robinhood worth up to $200 when you open an account and deposit money within 30 days. Down there, you'll also find more resources to help with all of your personal finance, investing, and financial independence needs as well. I'll see you in the next one, friends. Done.